guys, welcome back to my channel. So another day in Loose Powder Week. This is day number 5 and we are going to be talking about, now this was very, very highly recommended by a number of you. So can you guys guess which one we're going to be talking about? It's the YSL Souffle d'Eclat and I have it in number 2, which I believe is, I don't know if that's part of the name or the color. Anyway, it's the Sheer and Radiant Loose Powder Natural Finish Color 02, I believe. So, if you would like to see me apply this powder, do a wear test to give you my final thoughts at the end of the day, then just keep on watching. So, I purchased this loose powder off of the recommendation of you guys. I purchased it off the YSL site. They're having like a summer event, so it was 20% off. I think it may still be going on. I'm not sure when this video goes up if it will still be going on, but if it is, it's a good chance to get some stuff. This powder comes in 4 different colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got it in shade number 2. Number 1 looked, it's very strange on their website. Number 1 actually looks pretty deep, and number 2 looks to be the lightest. So anyway, I chose number 2, and it is $60 without the discount. I guess 48 with the discount. And let's see what the site says in terms of its description and benefits. So it's for all skin types, including sensitive and dry skin, which is what I have. Finishing veil powder. So it's set, under benefits, it says skin's beauty is highlighted in a luminous veil that ensures a fresh feeling throughout the day. Type, setting powder. So it says what it is, a setting powder to deliver natural radiance and a flawless finish. So let me open this up. I want to see exactly how kind of luminous this is. Here's what the jar looks like. Really beautiful. I love this gold finished lid here. This is a screw off lid. Inside we have the typical puff, typical sifter where the holes are centered in the middle there. And while I am peeling this off, I have, again, the Clé de Peau, the foundation down, along with the Clé de Peau concealer around my eyes and a little bit around my nostrils. There seems to be teeny tiny micro glitters in there. It looks to be a little bit more subdued than the Sicily. As I was editing back some of the other videos, I don't think you can see much on my swatches. In terms of like picking up the little glitters. I don't think the camera can do it. So trust me in telling you there are little micro glitters in there. Again, much more subdued than the Sicily. So let's start using it as a setting powder first. Let's see if they have any kind of directions about how to apply. Micro mother of pearl particles enhance complexion's natural radiance, while the airy powder hugs the skin, sets and perfects makeup, delivering a reliably flawless finish. So I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to use the powder puff that's included. It's pretty, it's small, but it is very, very poofy, which I like. And I'm going to use the press and roll technique underneath my eyes and just see how that works. And I'm just going to press this under my eye here, get a little bit powder going, and then kind of roll that in. Okay, let's see how that looks so far. Oh, nice. I feel like it's done a really nice job smoothing my under eye area. It's not accentuating my lines. It's not making my under eye area look too dry. It's also not too matte. It looks like it definitely has a really nice natural kind of finish, which is pleasant. I'm going to take my Chikuhodo Z1 brush. There is no scent that I can detect. The brush picked up quite a bit of product. Pounce that on first, and then long sweeping motions. I feel like I just got some on my mouth and it tastes sweet. Is that possible? Maybe I'm imagining things. Well, I do think it looks really nice on this side of my face as setting powder. Hopefully you guys can see the difference. Powdered, unpowdered. I like the finish. It has definitely mattified my foundation, but it's definitely not as matte as yesterday's by Terry, which was almost too matte for me. And I definitely don't see any of those little sparklies that I saw when I swatched the powder. So this is nice. I also feel like this color, the shade, has not altered my foundation color, the color of my skin at all. So it is definitely translucent. and I don't feel like there's any additional coverage. It's very, very sheer. I also put on very little. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to this side of my face, and then we can take a look at my entire face. All right, so there it is applied as a setting powder to my entire face. Again, I think it looks very nice. It looks very natural. There is just a tiny, tiny hint of radiance. I don't feel like it's overbearing at all. I feel like it really makes a nice canvas for the rest of my makeup, which is what I really like in a setting powder. Definitely has not kind of aged my under eyes at all. I don't think it's emphasized my laugh lines. On my forehead, I don't think it has emphasized the texture. I don't think it's doing anything weird up there. I do see a little bit of the sparkle up there though. So somehow the sparkles have ended up on my forehead, but I don't see them anywhere else on my skin. So I'm gonna put on the rest of my makeup and then we will come back and use this as a finish. Okay guys, I am back. I just wanted to make some quick observations on the powder as setting powder before I used it as a finishing powder, and it is still looking nice. It's not emphasizing any dryness. It's not making my skin look dry. It's not emphasizing any fine lines. I want to say it's doing like a little bit of blurring, I'm noticing, kind of like under my eyes. So I think it's doing a really nice job as a setting powder. So now let's go ahead and use it as a finishing powder. I have my finishing powder brush here. This is the Sonia G Face One brush. And I am going to, again, pour some out into this cap. All right, so I have some on my brush here. I am going to, oh, so I should let you know, I have the NARS Loves Me Not blush on my cheeks. I don't have any bronzer, I don't have any highlighter, but I kind of forgot that this blush had quite a bit of sheen to it by itself. So that right there that you see, that is all the blush. Let's go ahead and stamp this underneath there and buff in the powder. Let's see, there it is without. There it is with. It definitely softened up my blush a little bit. I do like the blending that it did. And I do feel like it's made my skin look a little bit softer there. That's nice. Now let me actually go over the blush, the entire blush area, and buff. So there it is without, there it is with. Does a nice job buffing. I feel like it has made my skin appear a little bit softer, a little bit more blurred. It's so interesting. I feel like the effect that it's given my skin is that it looks like there's a little bit of aura around my my skin over here. It's not radiance. It's almost like a poof. A poof aura is around my skin here. So I feel like it's just made my skin look really, really soft. And velvety, not in a dry way, but velvety in a very, very kind of like soft way. It's a very interesting effect. I don't think I've seen that with any of the other powders that I've used so far. All right, so let me go ahead and finish off the other side of my face, and then we'll take a look at my entire face. Oh my God, I'm just realizing I completely forgot to do my eyebrows, so I'll have to do that after this. All right, so let's do some close-ups here. Here is my forehead. Again, where I generally have issues because of my eczema texture, but this powder seems to be doing a very good job not clinging to that texture. And then here's some close-ups of my nose area. Looks nice, doesn't look cakey. And then my chin area. It's usually right in here where it starts to look really cakey. Like right underneath this divot area, it starts to look a little cakey. And this powder is not. Looking very, very smooth. And then around my eyes, I feel like it's done a nice job doing like a minor blurring effect underneath my eyes without making them look dry at all. I think it's really nice. It is definitely a different kind of finish for me. Again, I just feel like it's made my skin look really, really soft. Like it has like this velvety haze. I guess you could say it's just this like a soft filter over my face. I don't think it's especially radiant, which is nice. I was a little bit worried when I saw like the teeny tiny sparkles in there, but I don't think any of that has actually translated to the skin. I saw a little bit on my forehead, but you really had to look up close to see them. So I'll be back in a few hours to do my check-in, and I'll see you then. Hey guys, it is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and so I thought I would do a quick little check-in. I am really liking the finish of this powder. I feel like the pearlescence of the powder is really starting to come through. I feel like the finish of this powder is kind of falling somewhere in between the Chantecaille and the Meteorites. The Meteorites has like a really intense pearl finish. It even has those micro glitters in there. This one is like kind of like a toned down version of that. For the moment. We'll see at the end of the day, but at the moment that is sort of what I'm seeing here. I really like this kind of veil that it's given me. When I first put it on, it seemed a little bit more matte. It seemed to make my skin look really, really soft. I think my skin still looks soft, but I feel like the radiance now is what is kind of making this powder glow a little bit. Let's just do some quick close-ups here. I'm not seeing that it's doing anything strange on my forehead where I have texture. It's looking nice around my eyes, my under eyes. The fine lines don't look emphasized. I don't think they look dry or crepey. And all around my nose and chin, there isn't any kind of weird reaction going on around my nostrils and the tip of my nose, which is the most oily on my face. And on my chin, where I occasionally see like caking and gunking issues here, it looks totally fine. So I did use this powder both as setting and finishing, and I think it's doing quite a lovely job here. So I will be back towards the end of the day to give you my final thoughts on this YSL powder. See you then. Hey guys, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I have had this makeup on for about 9 hours now, and I have to say, this powder is steady. It looks the same, I feel like, as it did when I did my check-in, as when I first applied it. I have a very nice, kind of slightly pearly sheen to my skin. Like I had mentioned in my check-in, I feel like the finish kind of falls somewhere between the Chantecaille powder and the Meteorites. That's sort of the effect that I get. But if that kind of like intense pearly sheen is a little bit too much for you, but you want a little bit something more than a matte, than a natural, or even a demi-matte, I think this powder is perfect. I like that it hasn't done anything weird around my nose. It has not done anything weird around my chin. There's no caking up situation. There's no caking up over here around my nostrils. And there is definitely no kind of strange clinging to my eczema over here on my forehead. I just think it looks great. I think this is a great kind of everyday, it has a sheen, but it's subdued kind of powder. It has kept my makeup in place. It's like I have absolutely nothing bad to say about this powder. This is another one that you guys recommended to me. A few of you have mentioned the YSL powder, so thank you again. You guys always have the best recommendations. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I'm learning so much from you guys. I noticed that a lot of you who recommended this powder also recommended the Chanel powder. So that powder is definitely coming up during this loose powder week. Keep an eye out for that if you are interested. And that's it for this video. So thank you guys again. Leave some comments down below about this powder. If you've used it, if you have any questions, definitely let me know. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.